Alright, so hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a video on this concept right here. I actually posted this initially on Reddit, and it has actually got quite a lot of upvotes. Of course, I have been posting all the stuff that I've been talking about on YouTube, like the different things like that I've been making and stuff, like whether it be like legend reworks or the little idea of having explosive weapons and melee weapons. I've initially posted all that stuff on Reddit and then upload it with a commentary over it later on YouTube, like I'm doing with this video. And this one is the most popular. And I literally only uploaded this on Reddit yesterday, and I believe it's on around about 700 or 800 upvotes right now. Which is insane. It's actually pretty much up there on Reddit right now for hot topics. So hopefully this will be added. And it's not as controversial as the other things like the reworks and stuff that I've done. So likely from now on, I will just kind of focus myself on the very small kind of quality of life changes that I think should be added to Apex, because there are quite a lot that I haven't really talked about on YouTube. So yeah, that's just kind of the premise behind that. But anyway, let's get right into this one. So basically what this is, as you see in the first idea, I will explain what it is. Popularized on Reddit previously, I think a time cooldown rather than a percentage reference number for the ultimate would improve a lot of important communication flows in Apex with abilities. Also, having an arrow going up will make sense in idea too. So essentially, you've seen a little GUI right there. We have a little, obviously the percentage that we currently have, and then we have after, we have the ultimate, and it says how many seconds it is until it's fully charged, and the little up arrow meaning that it's charging. That's basically all the up arrow means. I explain it in the next part. But yeah, we have an up arrow for that. And for idea 2, there's a down arrow, essentially meaning the ability is currently in use. So I'll explain idea 2 as well. I think that having a notification of how long the ultimate is going to be active for would also be very useful in a lot of game situations. This will be shown with a down arrow to signify the usage. The previously mentioned up arrow would be for the charging up of the ultimate. So as you see in the top one, charging up arrow, currently active, down arrow, and it'll say how many seconds that ultimate is going to be active for. So it's just a little like quality of life change, if anything. And I'll go into all the different uses in a second of what this could be applied to. But it'd be very, very handy, just in general, to know when your ultimate is going to be ready to the exact second. Because in some situations, people may not use the ultimate, like let's just take Wraith's Portal or whatever. People might not realize that they have or are going to have Wraith's Portal like very, very soon. And therefore, when they do get it, and it's like you're nearly dead, you could have used that thing to get out of that situation, but you really didn't time it right. So it would open a lot of doors. I don't know whether it'll be an insane change or it'll be too much of a change. But yeah, let's put some couple of examples up right now. So, for obviously the tactical, you guys know already that does have the time-based cooldown, so kind of applying the ultimate to it is not really much of a change, I'd say. It just, you'll know exactly when you have it, which is honestly more useful than not. I think a lot of the time, to be able to use the abilities more efficiently without having to keep track of how long each percentage goes up by, like how many seconds each percentage is, essentially, is a lot to take off your brain when you're in the middle of a fight. So it would be just a nice little change. But some examples, right? So the first one, I like to use Wraith's Portal quite a lot because the actual cooldown for the portal, first of all, like the actual recharge of it, it's changed so many times, in Apex's history that I don't really know where it is right now. So it'll be very handy when I actually use or get a portal or like spawn into the map and I'm, currently charging up a portal to know how long that'll be. And then I'll be like, all right, okay, so it's like 2 minutes. Okay, well, I didn't know that before. It'd be very handy to know how much that'll actually be rather than just being like, I'm on 20%. And I think a lot of times, if you compare like Mirage's ultimate, which I believe is 60 seconds, to Gibraltar's ultimate, which I think is like 4.5 minutes, 1% of both of them is completely different. Mirage's would be, I mean, like 6 seconds, or no, like barely even a second, maybe. Whilst Gibraltar's ultimate is like likely 10 seconds or something like that, you know what I mean? So it's incredibly different, you know? And just having a notification of how long it's going to be would be very handy. Now, another example of using Wraith Portal as well, it's actually active for around about 30 seconds, I think it is, the actual portal. Now, some Wraith players have obviously remembered that when your next ultimate gets to around about 30 or 40%, the current ultimate, the current portal, will be depleted by then. However, why does it have to be like that? I think it would be very useful if it showed the little ultimate and a down arrow and how many seconds left it's got. And then when that's done, it'll show your percentage to the next ultimate, which will be around about 30-40%. You know, I think that'll be way easier to like know when you're going to get your next ultimate and how long your current ultimate has left. And, you know, you can kind of pull off some new interesting plays using that. And for my personal situations as well, I find that a lot of the time with Bangalores and Caustic and Gibraltar's ultimates as well, like, they last a good amount of time, but a lot of the time I'm surprised at how either quick or, like, slow they are to end. Like, especially with Caustic's gas, like, grenade. I believe the time for it has changed in the past, but I'm just so surprised a lot of the time how fast it is to disappear. So when it does disappear, and I'm essentially not even safe anymore, I get really surprised, and sometimes it's actually even killed us, because I think that my gas is like going to stay there, and obviously it doesn't for that long. So it'll be very helpful to have a little notification of how many seconds left the gas has. So of course there's a lot more different things. A lot of people on Reddit have actually suggested loads of different like ways that it could be applied to different legends. I had a talk with my friend, and it seems like 14 out of the 18 legends would have ultimates that fit the criteria. And what I mean by criteria, just to give an example, is things like, I don't know, like Rampot's ultimate, like what I've got on the little screenshot. It doesn't actually act like that in game. It doesn't have like an active time. Currently, it's just you pull the weapon out, you shoot it, and you might pop it back away, and there's no actual active time. You can carry for however long you want. It doesn't have that. Same with Valkyrie's ultimate. There's not really a time at which it's active for, not really. And if it does, it's just going to be the shooting off into the sky before you start redeploying, which wouldn't really have much use, I don't really think, at least. Same with Loba's ultimate. It's active permanently, and same with Octane's ultimate as well. It's permanent on the map. So obviously they don't have any active time before they disappear. But every single other ability ultimate in the game has some form of active time. Like whether it be the Lifeline's care package, how long it takes for it to like land on the ground, so that you might be able to like pull a little play around it, maybe like wait. You know, if you're going to get pushed by a squad soon, then okay, I've got 10 seconds left on my ultimate to be deployed. Maybe I can get a good purple shield from here before I fight the squad. You know what I mean? Like, there's loads of different things you can apply it to, and it would apply to basically almost all legends in the game. So I think it'd be very nice to have these changes. And especially the whole seconds thing. Like, we need to have a more accurate account of when we're going to get these ultimates. And I mean, for the second one as well, it'll be very handy to know when the ultimate is depleted so that you don't die to it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to blow up as much as it did on Reddit, but it did, and I'm just grateful for it. And I think now I'm going to start rethinking about what things to post on Reddit, because a lot of the time people do get a little bit salty that I'm posting like legend reworks and all this other stuff on Reddit, and obviously their mains they're happy in how their main currently is, and that makes sense. I wouldn't like it if someone was like, oh, this rework Bangalore, and suggested some pretty bad ideas that I didn't agree with. So yeah, I do understand that, and I will just try and stick to the quality of life stuff, because I think that one has clearly it has a better response. But anyway guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.